Hey, thank y'all for joining us. Grab you a cup of coffee, pull up a cheddar, settle in, because we are going to recap the best moments of cowboy cooking in 2025. What a year it has been, darling. I mean, we have burned a lot of firewood.
Yes.
Cooked a lot of groceries.
Done a lot of editing.
Yeah, you did a lot of editing.
Pups had a lot of food.
Yep, a lot of happy dancing. It was a great time, it was.
So we thought it would be fun to look back on some of our videos and kind of give you a little more behind the scenes talking about them. And I think the best way to kick off this video is to talk about our most viral watched video of 2025. And I have all my notes here.
And it was such a great day to cook when we filmed that video.
Well, so let me give you the runners up.
Okay.
So the first runner up was the slug burger, and we're actually going to talk about that a little bit later. The next runner up was breakfast that fed cowboys and soldiers the Mexican breakfast hash.
Yep. Number one.
Go ahead. Do you want to announce it?
Yeah. Chili Colorado. You know, we'd thought about doing this video, Chili Colorado, because it's such a great dish to have in the wintertime. And I was telling Shan, we need to film this, maybe if it'd just snow.
Well, so when we started, you know, we get everything set up and it wasn't snowing.
No.
And it was kind of a little bit, and we thought, oh, this will be nice. And then we started recording and it started snowing. Yeah. And I'm like, it'll break, it'll be fine. And then it started snowing harder. And then I remember there's one scene where the snow is actually coming in sideways.
It started out, it wasn't too bad, you know, and then them old flakes got big as a pie plate. And I just remember them piling up on my hat deep, you know, and you'd shake them off like an old horse. I'd say probably 23 or 24 degrees that day when we started. And when it started snowing, things got wet.
This is the one time where Bertha like really showed up and did her job, because normally the majority of the time it's hot and we've got Bertha going.
Yeah, but you couldn't really have asked for a better scene to really get the point across to this is a meal that will warm you up from a cold day.
You know what was perfect is at the end it stopped snowing.
Yeah.
And it just like cleared out. We had this great bowl of chili.
To me, it was a day that God said, hey, I'm going to give y'all something that you've asked for, and that is a good snowy day to cook Chili Colorado.
Now, it wouldn't be a recap of our best 2025 videos if we didn't include our taste testers. Okay, we also thought it would be a little fun. We asked our fans to send in pictures of their best taste testers. So check these out. So for this segment, we thought it would be fun to recap both of our favorite episode from this past year. So Kent, why don't you kick this off? What was your favorite?
Well, really, I have two that stand out.
Okay.
You know, one of them, the number one, has to be Chili Colorado.
Again.
But there was one other video that really stood out that we eat all of it, and that was the flank steak with the chimichurri sauce.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah, because when you soak that flank steak in buttermilk, you know, tenderize.
Well, and flank is kind of a underutilized, underappreciated cut, I think. So when I was filming it, I remember thinking like, I'm going to do this a little differently and I'm going to get it a little more cinematic. So I remember taking a lot of like slow shots, a lot of like that flame was licking up. I thought, this is great.
And
this is great for camera.
When it bounced off the grill.
Yeah.
You know, what was your favorite?
So I also have two.
Oh.
And they both, I didn't realize this, have a New Mexico theme since we've moved full-time to New Mexico, for those that you didn't know. So my first one is the best thing I ate in New Mexico. And this is my favorite for so many reasons. A lot of you know, so Ruidoso got hit last year by the fires. The fire had wiped out all of the vegetation. They got massive flooding. The town was devastated. tourism is the main thing. People were really hurting. And so we wanted to encourage people that it's still safe to come to Ruidoso. There's still great food and shopping. The whole town was not destroyed as the media was trying to say.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be like a 5-day shoot. Unfortunately, my mom got sick and I had to fly out. I think that it was 2 days from then. And we had to film this all in a day and a half, I think. Wasn't it crazy?
When we talked about it, we're thinking, you go do one day, one the next, spread this deal out.
Spread it out, like enjoy your food.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still enjoyable, but we had to go through that so fast. I think we did 4 in one day. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah,
but it was still, and the people are so appreciative. And we've had so many people reach out that say they've come to Ruidoso because of that and supported the businesses. And I can't even tell you how important that is and how much people here appreciate that, because it's been a hard time for people.
It has. It was something that we wanted to do to try to help out, because it's such a loving, caring community here, and it's a beautiful place, and so many restaurants, so many places we go now, still they'll say, hey, there was somebody in here just yesterday that said they come in here just because y'all filmed that video.
But can I give an honorable mention, because we just went there the other night.
Yes.
We went to Ranchers and we had their beef tips bread bowl. Probably one of the most amazing things I've eaten in a long time. Go check them out. Do you have any others that you would like to quickly mention that you've had since then that you like, oh, this is good?
I'm going to still have to go back to Club Gas Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, so Club Gas, we did their enchiladas, but Taco Tuesdays, guys.
Oh my gosh.
He nearly cried when he had one of their tacos the other night.
Come visit if you haven't, and if you have, come back again.
And so my other one, just briefly, is the Billy the Kid episode. This was fun. We went to Lincoln, which was the kind of the last hideout of Billy the Kid. We went through the history of Billy. You cooked some amazing enchiladas.
Yeah, they were
that
so
was
good.
just fun because it was an on-the-road shoot. So my two are a little nod to New Mexico.
There you go.
Sorry, I had to get a little
No, it's fine.
Kleenex from our last. Anyway, I do want to say, for those of you that watch our videos religiously, you may notice that this is a slightly different
Yes.
setup than the wagon or when we cook with the grills. So Kent, do you want to give a little teaser of why we're sitting in this location?
We got evicted from our house. No, we've got some really big news, and we are going to start doing a podcast. It's just sitting here getting to visit with Shan and with y'all. We look so forward to it. We'll have a lot of information, more coming up.
Kent has so many great stories from cooking on the wagon over 35 years. But we can't always share those in all of our videos. So this is a chance for you to share more stories, for us to visit a little more, share a little more behind the scenes, and then also have some guests occasionally. What's great too is you're gonna be able to watch the podcast on our YouTube channel. We're gonna be posting that there, but you can take us with you wherever you go. Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platforms. We would love for you to join us in this new adventure in 2026.
Yeah, and spread the word. I have never been on Dancing with the Stars.
And you probably won't ever be.
What?
Nothing against you.
I mean, I tripped the light fantastic, and I cut them. And people love that little segment, that little piece. And there's been a few videos that it didn't happen.
And
I get chastised for that and not giving a hug. But I think I need to give y'all a little history of that. Why it took place.
Do I know the history?
I think you do. But when I was little, growing up, and my mother would be in the kitchen cooking, and she'd take a bite of something she'd making, and she'd say, "That just makes me want to dance. That's good." And she'd have a little two-step there in there. But I'm thinking, that's what food is supposed to do for you.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make you happy.
This is a fun segment. This is called New Skills We've Learned in 2025.
Oh my gosh.
Let me start. So the new skill I learned is I got a drone. It's not super fancy or anything. I haven't done it as much as I want to. Then I'm going to show up like I've got some crash shots. I am still working on my drone skills.
The thing that I learned that stuck out most to me this year is don't get in front of a runaway wagon.
And I actually got this on camera. We were going to film a little short video. We were loading the trailer and we were showing on the wagon like how we do it. And I had the Ranger, right? And we had a rope to the wagon. I was just like slowly going forward so the trailer or so the wagon could like easily.
Ease in there.
And where were you?
I was just standing by the wheel, just making sure to keep the wheel straight.
The rope snapped.
Yes.
And I didn't really even realize what was happening. And then the wagon just goes barreling down.
First, the rim of the wheel hit me in the hip and knocked me up against the wall. And then the wagon run over my foot. Now you're talking about 20 foot of momentum coming down. That's something that's weighing 2,500 pounds. And then it just run over my foot. The hub had me pinned here on the calf to the wall, and I couldn't get the wagon off of me. And I remember having to roll the wheel back over my foot to get my foot out. And
the foot did not look good.
I remember going to take shoe off and look, and I've had a lot of broke toes, and I'm thinking to myself the way it was hurting, I don't even know if the toe is still on there anymore. I mean, Shannon, she loves me, I know she does, but she said, that looks pretty bad, but your feet were always ugly. It's just one of them deals, you learn something every time. And what I learned from that is we gonna make sure that rope don't break no more.
Ooh, extra rope for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some rapid fire questions.
Oh my
for
goodness.
You. Okay.
Like a test?
It's kind of like a test, but you got to go fast. Like you don't think about it. It's just the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Butter or bacon grease?
Both.
No, you can't. You have to. Oh, you have to answer. Okay. One.
All right.
Butter or bacon grease?
Butter.
Chili, beans or no beans?
Beans.
Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. I got to answer that fast, you said.
Well, what is it?
Biggest pet peeve? Don't be something you're not, just be who you are.
Oh, okay. Mountains or meadows?
Mountains.
Favorite season of the year?
Fall.
Favorite piece of clothing?
Hat.
Breakfast or supper?
Ooh, breakfast.
One thing you are leaving behind this year?
One thing I'm leaving behind, half of my big toe. I left it in the wagon, I think, when it run over me.
Let's take a look at some fan favorite comments, and you have one that you want to highlight.
Yeah, there's been so many people that have been following us ever since we started.
So y'all know Kent does do all the YouTube commenting. So if you get a reply or comment, it is actually from him.
And so sorry that I don't ever get caught up, and there's so many people, they're family. There's a man that touched my heart a long time back, and that's Frank Gonzalez. And he had told me, he had said, hey, I'm having to go through chemo again. I would like for you to pray for me. But he said, I'm watching your videos. That's what gets me through chemo. And, when you think of the impact that you might have on people, he's just always so kind and so thoughtful and so thankful. Frank, I tip my hat to you, brother. You beat that cancer. God bless you, my friend.
I think it's something that we do not take lightly, that you allow us all into your home.
Yeah.
That's very personal. And then also what I love is, we get a lot of prayer requests that people will comment. And of course, we pray for you, but then all of the other fans will come in and write and like, we're praying for you too. And so, this dang video is getting emotional. Where'd I put my Kleenex?
We love each and every one of you. We do. And don't be afraid to comment. And I get this comment sometimes, and Shannon gets it on the email sometimes. oh, I saw you at a store today and I was wanting to visit with you, but I didn't want to take up any of your time.
We don't
Hey,
care.
you holler at us.
We do not care.
No.
We love it. And I do want to do a little shout out on my side to Mel, because Mel writes me an email the Thursday after every Wednesday video, and he just tells me how wonderful it is and what great work we are doing. So in a world of so much negativity, it's nice to just see like you make just a small difference in the world.
Yeah.
So
And
thank you, Mel. This one is super interesting. This segment is, how did we survive this?
Ooh.
Do you know what this one is?
Uh-uh.
This is the storm that we just went through
Ooh.
in Wyoming right after we had finished a shoot for the Cast Iron Cowboy.
We'd filmed off and on all day, cooking some stuff, but we were going to do a little B-roll of watching Wendy works these sheepdogs, or these border collies.
This is going to be for season 2 of the Cast Iron Cowboy, which will come out in fall of 26.
Yeah.
But this is a really cool episode because, you know, we go to different cattle ranches or showcase different things. But this one, Wendy is a champion sheepdog trainer. Unbelievable.
Yeah, if she could train children, she could. I mean,
She could train our dogs. That would be amazing.
I mean,
you had just finished. You just finished
Yeah.
the B-roll shoot of you guys in a pen working the dogs.
and I remember looking back to the southwest, and there was this giant thunderhead that had just popped up all of a sudden. You know,
Chris and I went back because we're like, this cloud is looking kind of bad. Maybe we need to start tearing down camp as much as we can while you guys finish up. Right when you came in, we're like, oh, this is maybe not good. And then it got bad.
yeah. And my number one thing is, we're not going to let that fly. The wagon tear up, which is the big long tarp. So the film crew was there. Me and Chris was there. Shan was standing in the trailer. It had blown down teepees, broke poles.
And I remember then the lightning hit.
Yeah.
And Kent is sitting there holding a metal pole under the fly of the wagon. And I remember I was so mad at you because this is exactly what happened, where you tore up your shoulder. And we had all the camera crew there holding on for dear life.
Sam was getting beat to death.
I grabbed Major and I threw him in somebody's truck. That had to have been like top 3 storms, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's ranking the top 3 for sure, because it just wasn't one that just blew through. That wind blew like that for 20 minutes. You know, we just sit there. Me and Chris
And
had
just
that big
rain.
metal pole, trying to keep it from ripping just the center of that fly all the way down. And Sam was on one side holding the corner. Somebody was on the other side. And they're just getting beat to death, but we got drowned.
It was wet, yeah.
The lids were on Dutch ovens, and they'd blow them off the top of a table, and there'd be this much water in them.
But we survived it.
That's right.
Okay, now we have the best historical story of the year. We kind of changed up the format of our videos within the last 2 or 3 months maybe. Just because we get a lot of comments about people really like the show because it has an educational component, right? I thought, why don't we lean into the history a little more? If you have noticed that and you like that, let me know.
Yeah.
If you would like, maybe you have other ideas, let us know. What is your best historical story of the year?
Really the one I think that sort of grabbed a hold of me during the Depression, Dust Bowl era, the crash of the stock market, was the slug burger.
And that is mine as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a great way for people to be able to have a meal, you know, to stretch something out, and you mix potato flakes with it, you know.
We got an email from a guy named Mac,
Yeah.
and he was from Mississippi, or grew up, I think maybe even grew up in Corinth. And he's like, hey, just if you need some ideas, there's a slug burger. And first of all, I'm thinking that's a horrible name for a burger, and nobody's gonna watch this video. So he says slug burger, I'm like, nobody's gonna click on that. That sounds horrible. But then I got to looking into it, had a great story behind it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, this will be fun. We'll put it together. A few people will watch it. It's got over 1 million views.
Yeah, the stamina and the grit that people had, that was all across the country. You know, the Dust Bowl affected Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico, stuff like that. But the Great Depression and everything else,
pretty much hit
Swept
everybody.
across there like a tumbleweed going 90 miles an hour.
And it's just so creative, I think, the way people got by back then. And it kind of has the same concept of a chicken fried steak.
Yep. And the chicken fried steak was the same way back during hard times. It might be a piece of jackrabbit, you know, but when you tenderize it, which makes it a little larger, but then when you flour it, batter it, fry it, it's even grows more.
When you took a bite, what did you think?
This takes me back to Hollis, Oklahoma, about 1963 at a little old diner where they would make you a really good hamburger, but they would put potato chips on top of the meat. So when you bit into it, you get that crunch. That's what this reminded me of, because there was that little crunch, and then you're thinking, hey, I ain't got to buy my chips with this burger. I was already in there with them.
We did one Civil War mac and cheese that did really well. If you have any ideas, comment, because we'd love to maybe research and maybe do a video. But I do have a question then, when talking about that bite. Has there been any bite that you've taken that you've kind of been like, ooh, that didn't turn out so good?
When we did the world's oldest recipe.
No, that was my fault. So we did, again, I was thinking like, what would just be a cool concept? It wasn't even so much about the recipe. And I found the world's oldest recipe, which was like a lamb stew.
You know, they found unearthed these tablets, what they thought were medical journals at the time, and then they got to doing some research at Yale and found it was the oldest cookbook they ever seen in their life. And it had this recipe for lamb stew.
And it wasn't anything major. It was basically like boil the lamb, throw some veggies in, like salt and pepper, and you're kind of done.
I really don't like lamb that much, so I told Shed, I said, we'll cook this. And I said, but I don't know that I can actually eat it.
I mean, come on, guys. It's the world's oldest recipe, so you can't, like, put it on today's standard.
We took it to a neighbor who we love dearly, and he said, I'm sorry.
They still don't talk to us. So, Kent,
yes, ma'am.
Wrapping up this video and wrapping up 2025, what do you have any predictions for 2026?
And I'm like a weatherman in a way. You know, I can tell the weather. But I predict it's going to be a very blessed, happy year. Not for just us. I'm talking about for our fans, for our people. You know, because y'all make all of this possible. Sure, Shan does all the hard work. I just stand out there and cook, do a little dancing every once in a while and feed the dogs. But y'all are the reason. Y'all are why we want to try to get a message out there. And y'all know if you watch this channel, it's not just food, it's a little bit of everything else. So I'm gonna go way out there and predict happiness is the number one thing for 26.
Now I feel bad because my prediction's not heartfelt. My prediction is Kent, when he's cooking, is still gonna use the measurements a little bit, or that looks right, or just until it's enough. And I will have to go back and ask him specifically, how much is that measurement? We don't know what that means or what that looks like. So I do go back and add, okay, just the right amount is 1.5 cups. So you're welcome.
My New Year's resolution, and I do believe in it, is not to make a resolution, but make a solution. You know, to be able to overcome, to adapt, and just keep things simple. That's what life should be. Life is simple.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us as we looked back on 2025, but let's not stay in the past. Let's keep moving forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's keep good ideas coming. Let's keep positivity, praying for each other, and lightness in this world.
Yeah. But as always, it is with pride and honor that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag flying. 2025 was a good one, but 26 is going to be better because y'all are in it with us. We love you, each and every one. God bless you, and we'll see you in the new year.